Good afternoon. Maybe you struggle with the idea, as many do, of the Creator coming to earth in the form of a man. Now, why would he do that, you think? Well, I heard a story once about a flock of geese that I thought was really interesting and good. If you can't understand why a God, why the Creator would come to earth in the form of a man, in our case as Christians believing in Jesus' form of Jesus Christ. Well, this story about the flock of geese went like this. There was a man who once, he always told his wife, "You're crazy for believing that God would come to earth in the form of a man. You're crazy for believing that the Creator would lower himself to come to earth in the form of a man." And then one day there was this terrible storm outside of his house. It was a dangerous storm. And these geese that were flying south for the winter kept banging into his window, banging into his window, banging into his house. And his heart went out to these geese, and he wanted to save them. So he decided to risk his own life, sacrifice his own life, or risk it anyway, to go outdoors to save these lost and blind and dying geese. And so he had a barn, and he tried everything he could to get these geese into his barn. He tried herding them like a sheepdog. He made trails of bread, trying to get them into his barn, but nothing would work. And then the thought came to him, if only I were a goose, then I could help them. Then I could guide them into that barn. So he had a goose. So he went and he got his one and only goose, and he held it up in front of him so he looked like a goose to the geese, hopefully. And as those geese came near the barn, he got his goose and he threw it in front of them towards the barn, and they followed that goose. They were guided into the barn. And then the penny dropped. And he understood what his wife had been telling him. Maybe she wasn't crazy after all. If only I become a goose, I could save them, he thought. So God, the Creator, he realized, became one of us so that we would follow him and we would follow his ways. I hope you like that story, and I hope it gives you a little bit of an understanding of why it was necessary for God to become one of us. Obviously, there's much more to it than that, but may that story help you.